Hello guys, welcome to an episode of the Good Vibe Factory. My name is Eli.
And my name is Fam, and we are
the Good Vibe Factory.
And today we have the special guest in the house.
Absolutely.
I don't know if we really have to introduce him, but we're going to try.
He's right here.
His curriculum is really long, so we're going to make it short, okay? So we got today with us the one and only, the legend.
Yes!
The godfather of Cork City. Gwada Mike.
Yes, sir. Welcome, bro.
Welcome. That's the word they say, but thank you, gentlemen, for having me.
Pleasure.
Pleasure to have you today, finally.
Yes, because we've been trying to get him, but he has a busy schedule and a lot of responsibilities. So he's here now with us, and we're going to get a chance to have a really good conversation with him. So stay tuned.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's a privilege, guys. Sorry for having had to push and postpone again, but you guys are persistent, so I'm here today.
Good things take time, so we are willing to. We were willing to wait because we knew what was gonna happen anyway. So.
Exactly. So let's kick in.
Yeah. Oh, you don't.
Do we really have to introduce him right now?
We have to, because some people don't know him, so we have to give him the proper welcome that he deserves. So for those that don't know him, I think you should introduce a little bio of yourself, just who you are and your real name, because people will know you as Gwada Mike, but there's someone behind the Gwada Mike.
Like,
do you want to say your government name?
No,
you never know. Some people want to keep it in the low.
I'm in Cork since late summer 2006, so the journey starts to be a long one to a certain extent. In my DJ name there was my first name, so for the people that are smart enough to decipher my DJ name, that is Gwada Mike, they will figure out what my first name is.
And where you from as well?
Exactly. I'm a 100% organic Caribbean man. Born and bred in the Caribbean. I love my place, I love my people, I love my heritage, and so you can always see me putting this forward no matter what, no matter where.
Yes, sir.
Proud Caribbean man, and of course, you know, as you can see, Afro-Caribbean, so that's part of it. And so that's me.
Yeah, real Caribbean have dreadlocks.
Yes.
Yes, like he's a puppy.
Because both of you are. No,
excuse me, you're not with us.
Hold on.
Put yourself on the side,
see,
please.
that's the judgment right here. That's the judgment right here. We are in unity, you in division. We're not going to go there. So welcome. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you.
Once again, it's a pleasure of having you, because, like I said, for a lot of people, they know you as the aspect of the music. Some of us know you as in sales, for what you usually do, but people don't really get to know you as a person.
Oh yeah. I mean, I keep my circle small,
For sure.
I'm preserving myself for being everywhere, because when you are everywhere, finally you are nowhere.
Exactly.
So that's one of the reasons you wouldn't see me hanging out all over the place.
Of course.
You have to make choices as well, you know, and it's all a matter of healthy behavior.
Yes, sir.
To many extents. So,
absolutely.
So don't expect me to be everywhere, but one time there, the other time there, that's where you will probably see me. And if you don't see me, no hard feelings.
Of course.
And if we have to talk about your journey, your parcours, since you arrived in Cork City, when you arrived here, does the music was already on your mind, or you're just trying to discover, and maybe you even thought that you will not even stay here too long, just like passing by and just like continue to travel?
Some people might say it's complicated, but it's just a natural flow of things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was lucky enough to have my first gig in Cork after less than a week after arriving here. And luckily, I didn't have much equipment with me, but I was having a PC, a Asus, back in the time.
Yes.
And I was having a small...
We are not sponsored by Asus. Okay, we don't get any money from Asus.
That was my last PC anyway.
Yeah.
And then I was having also an Hercules mixer.
Mm-hmm.
And so in my work, there was a DJ letting down some guys. They called me in. And because they heard me talking about music.
Of course.
Because just the night before I took my plane to come over in Cork, due to my affiliations with different a cruise in at the time Paris. I was actually the MC on a big boat in front of the National Library in Paris, Bibliothèque François Mitterrand, and we were hosting a massive reggae dancehall night. And one person heard me talking about this and told me, "Okay, I heard you were a DJ, so would you mind actually helping us, sorting out the DJ part because our DJ let us down." And that was at the time in the Liquid Lounge.
That was your first gig?
That was my very first gig.
Okay.
That was the old Liquid Lounge. And that was an Apple private function. And the owner at some stage went to pick his jacket while I was playing the music, but he could see the people being very entertained. So while he was picking his jacket and walking out, he stopped the manager to say, "Okay, but who's this guy? I never heard this type of music. What's going on?"
Yeah.
And the manager himself was actually staying in the room to observe my styles, people behaviors. And finally the owner and the manager, they wait for the gig to finish. And they came to me and told me, "Okay, look, from now on, you have a residency here. Just come and talk to us, and you have a room. Whenever you want to play music in Cork, you can play music." So I'm very grateful about these two gentlemen. They are still around in Cork. They are running different ventures, and they will recognize themselves when they're gonna see this video eventually. I will send it to them actually. But I'm really grateful for you gentlemen. In particular, the manager at the time was always telling me, "Stay away from global corporate and come and join us in the entertainment industry." I did not follow this path at the time because I had other commitments. But here I am today, a few years after, still doing gigs, now promoting gigs, doing mentoring, etc., and encouraging also the youngsters to take ownership of their journey.
And that's exactly what this city needs, to be fair.
I agree.
And your work really help the culture, if I can call it like that, help the city and help our culture, is the Caribbean, African, even the Irish one, because you do some gig.
I mean,
Irish mode a bit.
I'm what they call an open format DJ in the modern days. Back in the days, there was no such thing as open format because DJs from my background, we used to play every kind of genres, in particular in Caribbean gigs. We play every kind of genres because in the Caribbean we have all genres that make people dancing across the world. It's important to notice that. That's an heritage we carry from our grandparents, our parents, and we make sure that our kids as well, embrace this aspect. We are not monolithic, if I may say, into one genre only for 3-4 hours. We love to create wave, make the sound breathing, like a drummer. I'm a drummer as well, and when you drum, it's important to make the sound breathing. So that's part of my journey, and it's important as well to develop skills that can actually make sure that your audience, can have a good time. It's not about the DJ at a certain stage. It's more about the people having a good time, having a good moment, and having new friends, having good memories, and feeling like, oh, maybe I can come back to this place. And if that's not the same DJ you met, the next DJ will do something good.
Wow. Well, there's so much in my mind that I want to address, but there's one thing I want to start by, especially when you talk about your journey in music, and you said it, is that since we've been seeing the scene of music, there was a lot of things were similar, and you never was afraid of creating new concepts, new ideas, trying new things. I've seen you play electro. Yeah,
it's not only about me because I've been very lucky at an early stage, like I just described, to have an owner of a venue and the manager trusting me.
Yeah.
But in the other end, I was also very lucky to find at the time other people willing to share some part of the journey with me.
Of course.
I'm going to give some props now to DJ Frenchy.
Yeah.
Who used to live in Cork for a long time. He was also organizing a lot of salsa gigs, a lot of kizomba, and actually him and myself, we were part of the first people to run kizomba gigs, training people on learning how to dance kizomba and zouk.
Wow.
Back in the days, and we're really happy to see that more than 15 years after, you have a proper kizomba scene, for example, in Cork, organizing festivals and stuff. I have to send a shout out to Mikas, who used to be in Cork and was organizing also kizomba gigs. There are other DJs, but the list is so long that I cannot name them all.
Yeah.
But there was also Selecta CDC, who was a dude from Guadeloupe, like DJ Frenchy. So we were 3 guys from Guadeloupe in there. And at some stage, in particular, Frenchy and myself, we were organizing a concept called Double Flavors, D Flavors, where we were running in the Liquid Lounge. So at the time there was 2 rooms. So we were running the 2 rooms with one room with myself with hip hop, dancehall, soca, kuduro, for example, and he was running another room with zouk, kizomba, salsa, merengue, etc. So we were making sure that the people could have a large range of music, choice.
Yeah.
And in particular, vibe and memories.
Most definitely. I think music is related to energy and how people feel. And especially when you innovate, it stays on their mind and they always want more. So as you see the scene right now and, as from when you started to now, there's different genres of music that came out. There's different artists that came out today. How do you see it from a point of view? Because you understand that one thing I've seen you do well was when we were in an environment, being able to adapt and read the audience. So how do you see it, the music scene now?
Thank you. I mean, since I arrived in Cork, Cork has always been a very active scene. Yeah. Very, very active. Not necessarily when I first came in 2006, not necessarily on the type of genres that I have a lot of passion for, but very active with very good DJs. Yes. The city is crazy good on the music scene. One of the things that pushed me to do gigs was I was missing the dancehall bit. I was missing, to some extent. There was a big up Revelation Sound. There was a massive scene of dub, but I was missing the reggae and the new roots. I mean, going in a room and I could hear a Sizzler, I could hear a Capleton, I could hear a Richie Stephens, I could hear Mavado, Idonia, Bon Tequila. I mean, I was missing this element. So the best way at some stage is just to create something by yourself. Yes. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, you listen to the feedback and you make progression to go to the next installation. Of course. So since you both saw me, you can see that I'm always trying to bring something that will not sound like the others. I have hopefully now my own sound as a DJ, and also from a technicality and the quality of the sound when you enter the room when that's me playing. I'm engaging with the sound engineer when there is one, and so we make sure that this is my grind. Yes, sir. I don't want to, no disrespect to anyone because everybody does a good job, but I don't want to sound like you are you. Yes, sir.
Your own sound and your own
Yeah. That's very important because otherwise you just a replica of something, and that's not fair for the audience. For sure.
That's true. But how do you keep going? How long you been here actually in Cork City?
2006, so this year by late August that's going to be 19 years. That doesn't make me any younger, but 19 years.
19 years. So how do you keep going? Because you're a busy man, to be fair. Every time I see you, you're doing something. It's either work, gigs, helping other people, like you said as well, mentoring, and sometimes you have time for yourself, so you go out and just enjoy yourself. So how do you manage to keep going with and mix your personal life with your professional life, with your
I want to add the same question, but just how do you keep the passion going?
That was my next question. Let me finish next time. Maybe we'll see that we're going to keep
you're running around. Go to the question. Go to the word.
As he says.
I mean, it's like everything. Balance is key. Yeah. I try not to overdo things. And back in the days, I was playing a lot of basketball in the Neptunes basketball club. Yeah. Shout out to the players and to the club as well.
Shout out to the Neptune. I'm still waiting for my invitation. I'm gonna leave that here.
On behalf of the Neptunes, I'm just gonna tell you, walk to the gym and see what you can do, because there is basketball player waiting for you there.
All right.
they're ready.
There you go. There you go. I think that has a challenge.
And shout out to the other clubs, but I'm a Neptune guy, wearing the blue shirt, so Neptunes. So yeah, like I was about to say, it's all about balance, not overdo things. It's interesting as well to leverage the vision people have through now social media.
Yeah.
Because even when I take a rest, people feel that I'm busy. And that's an advantage of social media, depending on your cadence of posting. Even when I'm in Cork, they think that I'm traveling. When I'm traveling, they think that I'm in Cork. You know what I mean? Because that's a way as well to leverage social media, because my personal life, as you can see, is not so much on these platforms.
Absolutely.
It's more music related, what I'm posting.
But that's why people are really like engaging with your content and engaging with your stories and your platform, because we know that when we're going to open your stories, it's going to be related to music. It's going to be related to any kind of music. So that's why I enjoy as well. Like when I see that you do a gig there, or you have like maybe a mix online that you're gonna play soon. Just watching, and every time I watch a story, I know why I'm watching it. I know that I'm not watching it because I'm like, oh, in which country is it now? No, I'm watching it because I know that something is coming. Something is coming, or you're gonna do something related to music, and maybe I can join, or I can attend, and just have a good time. So that's what we appreciate with you. And as well, do you have like what is the most memorable, I'll say, souvenir or gig that you had since you've been here?
In Ireland.
In Ireland.
We can do both, actually.
Okay.
International or in Ireland.
Yeah, I like that. Just do both.
Let me start by international.
Yeah.
International, definitely. My first year playing in Ghana.
Wow.
Okay.
That was really, really good. Playing in Accra, and also playing at a festival that is in Busua. That's a village, small town, not too far from the border of Ivory Coast.
Is Ghana as well?
It's in Ghana.
That's good. I'm doing my geography at the same time. That's a really bad idea.
Yeah, that's not too far from Takoradi for my Ghanaian friends, Medasi means thank you. Medasi for having me, enjoying and embracing your country. And that was a festival called Asabako. Very, very amazing. And in Accra, I played in different venues, from bars, street bars to clubs, and seeing the crowd engaging with the Caribbean craft. We are just one. So on an international level, I would say that. And also coming back to Ireland, I have a lot of good memories, but I remember around 5 or 6 years ago, Africa Day in Fitzgerald's Park, where I made a set where in my set I played music from around 20 different countries.
Wow.
And I made sure to prepare my set by going and seeing at the time what was working in each country. So I get some pops to Northern Africa, Eastern Africa, Central Africa, West Africa, the Southern African people as well were receiving the message really well, and also going to the diaspora with some from Brazil, not forgetting the Afro-Mexicanos, the Afro-Peruvians, because as a Caribbean, it's very important as well, to give shout out to the music from Haiti, from Guadeloupe, the people from St. Lucia, Barbados, etc., etc. And the cohesion the set created with the crowd. I have a photo somewhere that someone took when I'm looking at the crowd, and I have a massive line of teenagers dancing. No matter what you play, they were dancing, but all the parents and the elders, everybody was one. This is a very significant memory. And on the other hand, I loved also what I used to do from a reggae standpoint, a pop installation in the bar that is now gone, but that was called the Sextant. So we were doing after brunch gigs. We were supposed at the time to do 2, and it ended up being 2 seasons and a half until the building got shut down. And that was a celebration of getting together on a positive pace with friends selling their craft designs. At the time, another friend was making Caribbean street food. Another friend was making vegan food. So anyone could have something in their stomach, and women standing and embracing the vibe. People from all regions of the world were coming in, sound system and DJs from all over Ireland, and I was lucky enough as well to have guests coming from the rest of Europe to play there. So that's in Ireland. I would not mention others because there are plenty others, but shout out also to the big festivals in the country, the smallest ones as well. And I send a last shout out also to an Irish gentleman called David, because at the time we created a concept that actually gave a platform to many DJs who are now even international people. That was called the Je ne sais quoi.
Yes, I heard about it. That's when I arrived in Cork, actually. That's how I knew you through that concept.
And Je ne sais quoi means in French.
I was trying to find the translation in my head. And I was like,
translated means I don't know what, basically. Yeah. And Je ne sais quoi, we put out this name because basically people didn't know where would the event happen. They were buying their tickets. We were having a bus chartered in the city center. Everybody was jumping in the bus, and then they were embracing the journey with the bus, arriving on site and discovering the setup.
Okay.
And on the first one, we nearly made 48 hours of music, and on the last three, we made a volume of around 24 to 36 hours of music.
Damn,
with food provided,
crazy.
and it was bring your own booze, and good memories.
So you could bring your own alcohol?
Yeah. I mean, we were supplying food, good vibe, and smiles.
Everything else is on your own.
And the rest, I was up to the people to make new
Medical
friends.
insurance, ambulance, everything, stitches, all on your own. You just need to enjoy. You fell, stand up again.
You can dance again as long as you fell. I like that. Now, we've been talking about the music quite a while, but like most people know, we usually have in private, deeper conversation. It's always a pleasure to talk about this. I think there's one moment we had the conversation until this day, and it changed my life. You said something to me. You told me, we are our father's children.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And what is the sentence?
We are our father's children, and the topic was because most of us, like especially as children, we usually praises the value of our mothers without never recognizing the sacrifices of our father. And we had this conversation in private, and you just having that conversation with you made me think about so much things, not just about, just my relationship with my father, but also as a man that aspiring one day to be in that position, because you've been in that journey before. So for me, I'd like to know, as you are growing up, I'm sure you have youngins that look up to you or, you share knowledge with. What are you seeing now that as older men, maybe you like to share to young men that could be a positive message? Because a lot of things are happening. Example, attack on masculinity. So when a man is considered masculine as being dangerous, society is trying to create divisions between men and women so they can get in agreement and alignment together. So how do you feel on that? And what would you say to young men that are looking up to you based on their experiences, of course?
Oh, wow. I mean, everybody's experience regarding fatherhood is personal because we all have different journeys.
Yes.
But still, there's a common denominator is that you are not only your father's kid, you are the kid of a community in general,
Sure.
And so even if it doesn't go well with your dad, make this other man that were looking up to you when you were a kid proud, and if you can actually make your dad and this man proud,
even better,
go for it. And long story short, just make sure that you respect their values, you respect that you have manners, and this goes along with also not only making the man in your circle and the people who consider your family, even if that's your neighbor. Your neighbor is a member of your family, your closest neighbor, because you spend more time sometimes than with your own family with this person. Even if that's a halo, every day be respectful and say good morning to your neighbor. I grew up with this kind of values, and I would encourage people to maintain that because well-being, manners, be respectful of women constantly. Because remember that you have sisters, you have a mom, you have cousins, you have a partner, a wife, you can have a daughter, and just be in peace. And if you lose your very own peace, sometimes it can be difficult to recognize that. But when you feel that you lose a bit of balance, from the moment you identify that, or for the moment people who love you identify that, embrace the love they give you, embrace sometimes the help they can give you, just to go back to yourself. Because sometimes we all can derail. That's normal. We're not robots.
Yeah.
But people who love you will look after you, I guess. I hope anyway.
I hope so too. And having good people around you, I think it's very important, especially as men. And one thing I had to learn is that most of us don't really have people that we can open up to and be vulnerable to, because sometimes the way we were raised or how society has put pressure on us in order for us to be a certain way. And how do you feel about, like you said, having balance, like even on the emotional level, to be able to manage? Because there's a lot of things that we go through, men as women as well. But
yeah, I see what you mean there. Especially the three of us, we traveled.
Yes, sir.
So we are not close to our moms, sisters, uncles, dad. They are kilometers away. Yeah. And sometimes because of the distance, you don't feel when you are in a low moment to pick up a phone.
Yes, sir.
You rather make eye contact with someone. And there was a component of trust because of betrayals that comes in consideration.
Absolutely.
That's part of the journey of a man. And yes, some people you are trusting sometimes with good faith, just because of your education, or sometimes just because it's good to be naive as well, I guess, not to be always on guard. Some people are going to betray you and put down your trust. It's just about, at some stage, identifying the who is what.
Yes.
Make
but
your
that's
journey.
The most difficult part, actually.
Yeah,
but you build that with experience.
Yeah, but when you learn how to cycle, you fell a few times.
Yes,
until the day you are taking your bike and now doing crazy things.
Yeah,
to fall intentionally, nearly. And you had your mom going and looking at you with the eyes wanted to say, I told you, I'm going to look after you. So that's the same thing with the feeling things.
For sure.
And the thing is, if you feel, we all have education drawing yellow line and red lines.
Yes, sir.
So from the moment you feel that you are too close from the yellow line, no need to cross it. And if that's the red line, run the opposite side from it. And if you cannot do it on your own, seek help. There are plenty of people, and sometimes even people that you don't know,
yes, sir,
that can help you. It's good as well to meditate. It's good as well to do retreats. And spend time with the elders. When I'm going back home, I'm always spending some time with the elders. Some people that they have the experience you will never have.
Absolutely.
So it's good sometimes to just speak rational with them, and they can see, in our cultures, they just look at you in your eyes, and your iris can say so much.
Yeah.
They read you. They read your body language. They read your emotions through your tone. And they address you immediately, and it's good to take that feedback without ego.
Yes.
Yes. Just be grounded and appreciate that they share love with you. Because if they don't care, they don't say anything.
Yeah.
True. And me, I have a question, and this is more related to the city and the country, actually. Because you've been here like for 19 years plus. So
no, nearly 19 years. This guy wants to make me be.
Push him down already. He's almost there, but let him go by himself.
The clock is ticking one way, not too fast.
Thank you very much. This guy, you're losing years anyways. As soon as you met that guy, you're losing years, bro. I've been here 6 years. It's like I've been just 2 years, bro. I'm losing patience and I'm losing years with this guy anyway. So
that's called love.
Exactly. But my question is related to love, actually. When did you fall in love with the city of Cork and or Ireland in general? When did you say to yourself, okay, I want to build something here, I want to stay in this country, I'll keep traveling, but this is where I want to be right now?
I never really asked myself the question
That's
this
why
way.
I'm here.
In the sense that I came in here for professional reasons, embraced my basketball journey because I always played until recently basketball in my life, and in every city or town where I lived, I always played basketball. Always. And so once I had my basketball balance, my work balance, I'm a dad, knowing that I have my family's love and my daughter's love, life was good.
Yes, sir.
And then Ireland welcomed me, in particular for my basketball club at the time, with open arms. I remember that was a French dude bringing me to the club. I made the training on the Friday, and he was leaving on the Sunday. So when I went to the next trainings the next Monday, I was the only non-English speaker in the club.
Oh.
And my English was so bad. So for like more than half of the season, I was just looking at the exercise given by the coach, especially on the north side. He was having a very thick accent. He was giving instructions. I was like, I don't understand what he's saying.
Show me.
But when they were showing me, and that was the common language
Of basketball.
of basketball,
Yes, sir.
making me love these people. And until now, I have a very close relationship with all the Neptune players that I met at this time. When we meet in town, when we gather sometimes, I'm really happy to see them. And that led me to even coach a team. So to point things that made me stay, the human adventure, the people I met in here, going out of Cork City and discovering the Celtic culture with elders again, and people that were definitely not so young, really gave me a good grip on this country, because I come from an archipelago, so it's a mix of islands called Guadeloupe, and Ireland is an island. And by having this point of similarities culturally were really good, and I knew that I didn't want anyway to go back to a city like Paris. And I didn't want to go, even opportunities came a few times, I didn't want to go neither in Dublin, not that Dublin is that big, Dublin is like it is, but neither in London. And the opportunities were there. But I knew that I didn't want to, long story short, to go back to main Europe or to leave a city bigger than Cork at the time. And so the glue that they have in here is very efficient.
Exactly, because
I'm not saying that I will go to women forever, but someone said as well that once you see a sail in the lee, you might have a big chance to stay. And when I was about at one stage in my journey, after 2 or 4 years, I remember going down Shandon Street, about to cross the bridge across the Gate Cinema. I saw that sail.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
I saw that sail that was just popping in, and I was like, no, my God. And I'm still here. So,
that works, man. That works.
Well, it just was a good anyways. But it's so funny you say that, because this is exactly the same as me when I was in Australia. It was a big city, and before I was living in Paris. Big city, I've done it all there, and I arrived, my first time I arrived in Cork actually. It was in the new year, between 2018 and 19, on New Year's Eve.
Okay.
And we actually did, my first gig was with you. And after we did an after party at your place.
Oh my God.
Wow. That's full circle right here.
That was the first time we met, because we had common friends like Karen.
Okay.
And that's why I'm Gigi as well, Mehdi, like a lot of people,
Yeah.
And then I went back to Australia, and I was like, I kind of had like a really good time there, It was calm, It wasn't like big cities. It was just calm, enjoy with like small people. A small group as well, and I was just thinking, like, with a small group of people and just good music, you can do a lot, Not because there is a nightlife, it's big clubs, swimming pool in the middle, you have bars everywhere, And when you just taste that here in Cork City, something like you say, the glue, something is like it bring you back and you cannot leave anymore, And that's a beautiful part about this city, I think,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I love to make the analogy with a mothership, in the sense that the mothership have planes that go, they do their journey, but they always come back to the mothership to refill. And Cork is my mothership. I go and travel, but I come back to refill and to enjoy myself, and eventually I go back. I go again, and I come back again.
To be honest, that's how I feel as well. Like even when I'm traveling, I'm like, okay, it's good to travel and experience different things, but if I want to recharge, I like to come back here, unplug, and be able to get my energy back to whatever I want to do afterwards. Talking about places, like you said that you proudly introduced it in your introduction. You're from the Caribbean, for a place I personally love because I've been there quite a few times, which is Guadeloupe.
Nice. Listen to him. Guadeloupe, aka Gwada, aka Karuk.
So I've been there for a couple times, and really a place I really love and would like to go back to. You know, related to the Caribbean, Africa, and the culture and everything that happened, you know, for me, and there's something that we had a conversation. There's a lot of things that happen, especially in Guadeloupe, the chlordécone, and some not so much positive stuff that even though we've survived. For us in Congo, you know, it's the genocide, and you know, in different part of Africa, this is unfortunately part of our history, right? And as a man, also part of our identity, part of who we are, because we cannot ignore the realities of those things, because they affected us either personally or to people that we know. As you have grown now as a man, and you look back to all those things that you've been through, whether personally to someone or to people around you, from those experiences and the knowledge that you have now, how have you overcome the fact that you had to deal with certain things that are quite dangerous with because people died of it, or that you know of?
For people who wouldn't know, Guadeloupe and Martinique are some French colonies in the Caribbean. And due to the mass production of bananas, there's been a pesticide used until the late 90s over there, and this caused a lot of health issues to my people. And in each family back home there are people sick. We have the first prostate cancer rate in the world in both islands, so that's around 95 to 96% of men have issues with the prostate and other issues. Women have a uterus problem, etc. So now, I mean, it's very frustrating for us, but we have to cope and keep enjoying life. Otherwise, we will go cuckoo on a daily basis, and this is already impacting a lot of other aspects of our society. And I make sure to keep a positive stance besides this, because I don't forget that anywhere I go as someone from Guadeloupe, I represent Guadeloupe.
Yes, sir.
You know, in my DJ name, there is Guadeloupe, aka Gwada. I'm a son of Guadeloupe. You know, I'm one of the only member of my family that is abroad. So no matter how much frustration we have, when we get an opportunity to clearly voice with no anger, but on a comprehensive way, the situations that we are facing, and if that's an audience worth expressing it,
of course,
we express it. Because now in this world, if people would like to know in detail what is going on with these territories, we are specialists, not only delivering a comprehensive message. We have books, we have social medias, we have podcasters, TV channels. So I just do my part by representing our culture and the nice things coming out of it. Some art installations help us also showcasing some of our struggles. But because life will always prevail, I keep this positive stance, no matter how frustrated sometimes I could be internally, but I will not voice it out. Because, like we say in French, anger is a bad advisor. So also, you know, it's not like we didn't see it coming. We had a lot of safeguards and people who were actually sending alerts for people to be aware of what's going on, and they were not necessarily taken in consideration. But the reality is the reality. You know, there are statistics existent. This is really troubling. But we have to keep going. I mean, us in our island is the Caribbean, we have this issue. These people have this issue. Our brothers and sisters in Haiti are going in a lot of different troubles. Our brothers in Trinidad and Tobago have their own issues. In Curaçao, I mean, all over the world there are issues.
Yeah.
But like I'm always saying, well, more people doing good than doing harm.
Yeah.
Out of the 8 billion that we are on the planet. So no matter how much difficult situations that we all can see on the daily, you just switch on your TV, it's crazy.
Yes.
Let's keep spreading that love, because that what keep us unified as human beings. And I think that's very important to keep this in mind, because it's too easy to be angry and to do things that can harm others, but it's more difficult to remain calm, communicate, and create something with someone that you would have never thought you could collaborate with, and at the end, the outcome can be beautiful. So I go on this side more than on the. Even though my first name is Michael, it's an archangel, and he's holding a sword. Remember that. A man of peace, but okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And I want you to as well, like, talk a bit about your mind process before you're doing a gig, or even when you're trying to build like a playlist, when you're gonna play somewhere. Like, you base yourself on what? The kind of people that will be there, or you don't even know what kind of people will be there, who will be there, and you just build the playlist from your own knowledge, from maybe your taste, or you always consider like the customers or the listeners?
It's a mix of everything, in the sense that, of course, as a DJ, you have your own taste and your own journey, so you cannot remove that from you. That's what makes you you. I love to play the unexpected as well.
Okay.
Because that's the element of surprise that will.
When you say unexpected, what do you mean by that?
The unexpected can be a brand new track that just came out from these producers that people don't really know. This song, my gig, let's say, happens on the 10th of July, and you will have a track coming off this label on the 7th or the 8th, and a few DJs will have it already or will play it.
Yeah.
I will play it just to see what's going on. I also have a lot of labels sending me fresh release, so I play sometimes the tracks, and if I have the chance, I can ask someone to film it, and I send them a video feedback to say, okay, look, this track is working on the dance floor here. I have some artists sending me also some tracks that are not released, just to see. So I'm lucky to have this environment around me, and of course that's the people on the dance floor dictating what the vibe will be. Because I'm from a school where you can prepare the best playlist you want, but if the people on the night don't like it, what you're going to do? You're not going to be sticking to your playlist.
No, you got to change it.
You need to give them a good time.
Yes, right.
These people trusted you. They walked in because they knew you would be supplying something. We all can do what my friend Leslie from South Africa says. Leslie Goldfinder. We all can do a twin work.
Yeah.
It happens to anyone, even the confirmed DJs.
Yeah.
Most important is to recognize that you're on a twin work and to give the people some things that they will appreciate. So that's a mix really between preparing, of course, is good because you can keep yourself alert. You're on your tippy toes to be sure that you are up kind of to date, playing fresh, brand new tunes that people don't have a clue because you gave the artist and the label a feedback, and adapting depending on the cadence taken during the night. So I'm making a mix of the three.
Okay. Yeah, you have this particularity when you can most of the DJs should have this particularity or superpower is to read the room, just analyze and see if it's actually working or not. But there is some that do not do that,
we're not here with that.
We're going to talk about it every time. We're going to have someone that do music here. Because I understand that there were a culture before us, in this country.
For sure.
And in this city as well, And I understand that they have their regular customers, and they are used to this kind of music. So if I go somewhere in a pub or a discotheque or something like that, I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
But now you can see that maybe 30 to 40% of the customers are from maybe different background. Either through their skins or clothes style, outfit or whatever. But some keep playing
same
kind of music all the time. and they don't want to change because...
Let me defend my fellow DJs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good point, but sometimes the DJs don't do it intentionally, in the sense that they are in a venue that is also having a drive, in a certain art drive, based on maybe what the owner wants or maybe what the manager wants.
Okay.
So the DJ who will be on the decks on this night, even if he has a massive knowledge of music, and that there was one, I will not name him, but dude was playing into one of the most commercial club in Cork until he left Cork a few years back. When I went to his place one day, I was turned by he was having around 15,000 records in his house, ranging from hip-hop, jazz, soul, new soul, reggae, while he was playing other commercial bits that we are not super happy to hear, but that's what the venue was asking him to do.
Okay.
You know, and he was also composing and creating music, having something like 10 keyboards in his house, drum machines. And I was like, who are you? I don't recognize the guy as CV and the decks. It's like, it is what it is. So you have this aspect, and of course you will have some DJs that are stubborn, but sometimes it's about maybe asking this DJ when he's going to be free out of one night when he's playing, have a coffee with him, have a tea if you don't drink coffee, and give him the feedback, but don't be the messenger that kills the message.
Yeah.
Give him the feedback.
Yeah.
Give him the feedback so you can understand that maybe his craft was not matching the experience that you had not only once but a few times.
Yeah.
And after, it's up to him to incorporate that within his journey, you know. But most of the time, if you see guys being stubborn, from your opinion, but not stubborn is also a good word, but remaining on the same playlist, that's the feeling I know that many people can have. So that's not necessarily the DJ's fault. It's just because he's receiving direction and he cannot deviate.
I don't put all the blame on the DJ, but I don't even know how to be a DJ anyways, you know. But what I'm saying is, and this question will be really useful for the people that are watching us right now, because we all go to pubs, we all cross the path of a DJ. What is the best way to approach a DJ to ask him for like a song or something like that? You know, what is like, would you like people to approach you if they have like a song that they want to play but they don't know if you will do it?
It's like everything in life. When people come to make requests, don't worry, even if you feel that the DJ is focusing on his vinyls, if that's the DJ that plays vinyls, if that's the DJ that plays digital on big decks or even on a small controller, we see you coming, guys.
Exactly.
We see you coming. And the energy that is coming in front, we're going to match this energy.
Facts.
Okay? So, for example, you come, you can barely actually move one foot after the other. Your glass is wobbling. We don't want you near the equipment. Because it's not only about you, it's about the dance floor.
Facts.
And if the people have a good time and you actually drop your drink on the computer and the controller and the equipment, everybody is having a nightmare.
Absolutely.
We don't want that.
Absolutely.
That's one. Secondly, you will have some people that understand the dynamic of the DJ. And they can even, and most of the time that's not necessarily the extrovert coming and making a request. You have a lot of people that are very shy.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it's really a big effort for them to even step out of the crowd and requesting something, because they feel at the moment it's a human interaction. And even if you don't take request, the way this person is approaching you on the night, you're like, damn, nicely, I can see you come out of your shell. If I have the song, I'm going to try to make it.
But if not...
And you have some other people, they can see that the crowd is having a great time. You know, like I can take a concrete example. I was having a gig where we were playing reggae dancers. That's on the posters in the room. And this woman came out of nowhere, moving people for me to play a Madonna in the middle of a dancehall gig.
Jesus.
So
they don't read the like you said, they don't read the room.
I had to gently say to her. I had to gently say to her, Madam, we all love Madonna. That's cool. Not the question.
But
it's not the right moment for Madonna song. You know, if I had a cover of it, I could try, but on this night I didn't.
Or remix, or reggae remix.
You're not gonna play you Bob Marley and straight away put like a prayer like.
Why not? If there was a cover on it, very good in reggae music. Why not?
Like a reggae version of Madonna like a prayer.
That'd be a surprise.
Yeah. There are some
stay in the
covers.
theme of this of the podcast. So many people like to do that with their requests. Like.
And also one thing that is really not bringing a deal between the DJ and the requesters, that the people overdrunk who are pushing the audience and the crowd, and they come even without a glass, aggressively in your face.
They try to even pay you
sometimes. The phone like this here.
Yeah, sometimes they try to pay you so many times.
Yeah,
they
there
try
are
to
so
give
many different behaviors. I mean, as you can, there are many behaviors, but there are some gigs where it's really fun, and amazingly, some requests actually, me in my personal experience, are really good shots and good shouts.
Yeah.
Because even if you have your playlist, sometimes you just did your playlist. Anyway, I go spontaneously.
Yeah.
And looking at the people, say like, okay, this and sometimes some requests are really a good help. You know, some person come, would you mind playing that? And me nowadays, because the sound system can be so powerful, I just ask them to put it on their phone, so they can show it to me on their phone. That's the easiest way. So if you make the DJ's life easier, just write it in
down,
big. You know, there's apps for that.
For sure.
You can make it big.
Yeah.
You just show your phone. If the DJ can, he will. If he can't, he can't. But try it still.
You try to respect the theme of the party as much as you can. Like, don't try to switch it up.
Stop throwing papers as a DJ.
Yeah, and stop trying to buy them either. Like, they're not gonna take your money.
Even though I've been surprised in some gigs where people gave me some massive tips, though.
Oh, really?
I mean, wow. I had a
keep
gig.
giving. As long as it's big. All right,
I had a gig recently. A lady was passing through Cork.
Yeah.
She was from Canada, she said. And she was celebrating her birthday on the night out with some people in Cork, in the place I was playing. And she just opened up a bag. And I'm like, what is she doing opening a bag? Pulled out a stack. I was surprised, and she just pulled out some notes, put them in an envelope, and asked a friend to give it to me.
Wow.
I was like, Madam, she's like, no, you have to take it. So I looked at the security dude, I looked at the sound engineer, we looked at each other, and we did what we had to do. But that was very, very nice of her, because nothing was forcing her. But I also sometimes politely refused some money from some people, not a mark of disrespect, because just I think that the venue was giving me enough. Our installation was running enough, so it was these people to save, even though they're super happy, they pull out some notes, but so it's always a balance and a moment, between you and the person.
How much we talking about?
Hey, he wants to become a DJ for the money.
Wait,
DJ is about the pleasure. It's not the money. But
I mean, it's not because you remove the stack that I received the stack. No way.
Exactly.
The taxman. I did not receive many big things.
That's right.
Let's talk about something that you're doing right now. For people that don't know, so could you please talk to us about the Electronic Music Council?
Oh, did you saw my notes or what? Like you're stealing all my questions.
So the Electronic Music Council actually is a good journey that is nearly 3 years old.
Yeah.
We're a group of individuals who actually gathered, in particular post-COVID, and we assessed together the landscape in Cork City, and so we decided to step all of us forward together, and then we created a non-profit company, and this non-profit company goal is to create a sustainable electronic music economy in Cork that is actually open to all. And that gives everyone a platform or a way to express themselves. So that goes by different form of installations, different type of projects. We've been very fortunate to have been selected over the last 2 years to run flagship events for the Irish Culture Night in Cork. One was actually delivered in the Cork City Hall. And another one was delivered in Cove in the Serious Arts Center. And a part of this, last weekend, in early May this year, we delivered also an installation because we've been selected for the Cork Fringe Festival. That was the first time ever Fringe World was allowing Cork to run their license. And we have a project running also to support teenagers' development, in particular the kids who are in transition year. And we have other projects in the pipeline with different authorities. So we're really grateful about the dynamics. We're really grateful about the support we receive from the Art Council of Ireland by the Cork City Council. I'm currently the treasurer, but we are a very good team. Shout out to our chairperson nowadays, which is Nat Mac, that a lot of people know. And we made a few gatherings because our goal is really to build up community and to have producers, aspiring DJs, bedroom DJs, confirmed DJs, producers, finding spaces where they can gather, share ideas, brainstorm, challenge, and all of this. It takes time, but the prize by seeing people happy to remain in their city and to actually also from Cork radiate the world is very, very good because a lot of people don't know, but we are in a city who had one of the top clubs in the world that was called Serenways. And Serenways actually was a platform where you had the guys who have a worldwide hit still running from Cork called Fish Go Deep, etc., etc. We have Miss Motif as well, who was a lady from Cork who at the time was touring the world as well. So Electronic Music Council now in 2025, going forward, is really looking to sustainability, inclusivity, diversity. And when we mention electronic music, it's not only about techno and house. If people go in the granular details and look at the different diagrams that are deciphering the topic, electronic music can be going from hip-hop is a form of electronic music. Drum and bass is one. Garage is another one. Dancehall is another one.
Absolutely.
You can say, to make a long story short, from the moment you will use digital and drum machines to make your music, it's on electronic music.
Okay. I didn't know that, to be honest with you.
So that's why really it's really important for all to embrace that and not thinking in a box. Just to give some youngsters one reference for them to embrace. Until the mid-90s, before gangster rap became a big thing, there was always a dance remix on every big single of hip-hop. Because that's the same people that were sharing the same places. And then you had a shift where hip-hop went one way, house music went another way. But many big DJs of house music right now are hip-hop lovers and vice versa. So it's good to break the walls that try to separate the genres. People love one genre and the other. I'm not sure if I can showcase that now into this platform, but follow Electronic Music Council on all social medias, in particular Instagram, where we have a lot of followers, but we're also on TikTok, on Facebook, and also on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, we put more kind of institutional-based elements, but they're all complementing each other. So we have something very positive, quite big, that will come in the coming weeks. And we have other projects in the pipeline that I cannot disclose. But we'll really
bring it back so we can talk about it.
But we really hope that's going to make a difference and that's going to make people enthusiastic in Cork City. I have to put it this way.
Last but not least, because there's other project that you're working on, can you talk to us about CYD?
Oh, CYD.
Yeah, I wasn't going to leave that out. We have to talk about that one because that's the baby that's a little thing he doesn't talk about. But if you go on LinkedIn, I see all the time either commenting, liking, or sharing. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so CYD is an acronym for Check Your Drink because out of being a DJ, I'm also a consultant. And because I have some experience in sales, in the sales motion, sales patterns,
How
project
many years
development.
In sales?
We're in 2025, so I have 26, 27 years of experience in sales.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So if I need some experience, that's the first one I go to when it comes to career. Even though he sends me back to trainings and stuff, I still go to him first.
I mean, that's a good journey. I mean, I studied this field. That's one of the things I wanted to do since when I was a student. I've been very lucky in my journey to be in high growth organizations. And to help them achieving some goals while I was achieving mine from a human and professional standpoint.
Yes,
and so to come back to your question about CYD, aka Check Your Drink, this is a tool, very user-friendly tool that helps people actually detecting drugs into drinks. And by drugs, the drugs that CYD is speaking on are GHB, ketamines, and all the amine-based drugs. So you will have scopolamine, cocaine, methamphetamine, etc. Because drink spiking is unfortunately a behavior that we can see growing more and more. The statistics are out there.
Of course.
The taboo is falling, so even authorities are now starting to embrace the journey. In France, we had a 4-month trial with Miss Pellico, who was spiked by her husband, and that gave a deadly outcome. And I'm really sorry for this lady, and I send a big shout out to her kids and to her family following this. Because drink spiking, she's actually the firm example that drink spiking doesn't happen. Because there is a tendency to put a stigma on the nightlife economy, but drink spiking is an antisocial behavior that can be seen on daylight and nighttime. And it's not specific to one particular social group.
For sure.
In the Western world, it's happening to a large majority to women. But there are other regions in the world where men get spiked for multiple reasons. One can be racketeering. And there are parts of the world where it's well documented that thousands of men get spiked for multiple reasons, even for rape. So we are a company based in Cork, and we are the worldwide wholesale distributor. And from Cork with CYD, we make sure that we can supply this solution very user-friendly, really easy to use, not only in the European Union, but we have now connections in Southeast Asia, starting from South Korea, and we have projects to expand in countries like Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong.
Wow.
We are already present in North America with distributors in the USA and in Canada. And so we are really looking at expanding in countries like Mexico, and also to Latin America. So so CYD is really something that we are actively putting out there for people to know, for people to receive an education about it, because like I was saying, the taboo is falling in the sense that now people start to also accept this idea, and so they speak about it.
Of course.
The shame doesn't have to be on the person being spiked. And it's important as well to thank you so much for bringing the spiking topic there. It's also very important for every member of the socializing settings to recognize that, because spiking can happen sometimes even with your colleagues in an induction. Spiking can happen, unfortunately, sometimes in a party, like a wedding or a friend night out. And it's not fair on the person who gets spiked to live such a deadly experience, because nowadays, regarding the amine-based drugs, there are more than 600 of them. And they can affect your neurological system. So some people get through this door for the drug and can come back, but some people can remain trapped once this door is closed, and they cannot come back. And it's a lot of work for all the healthcare people, for their families, for themselves at first. So CYD is one of the solutions that can help on the prevention side, even though it's very important also to make sure that there are mechanisms that can also support people who eventually get spiked, who express it, and who request or who need assistants for medical, different medical fields.
Of course.
And talking about CYD, we got a little pack for people to see because
so CYD come in different fashion.
Okay.
Here, this is a pouch. It's sealed there. And once you open it up, you have 5 test strips. This one there, that's the old pouch because we are getting we try to step a little bit away from this one because it's embracing a bit of plastic and we want to be eco-friendly, but the strips have a life of 10 years. So if you have your CYD there and you do not open it yet, you have quite a long period to enjoy that. But this is very user-friendly, can be customized as well for different PR or marketing purposes. Like for example, California made a law last year making mandatory drink spiking test available into social places like bars and clubs.
That's very good.
So we made a campaign with some bars and clubs in California where we designed them with the California mention on it, with a message that they wanted.
Nice. Yeah.
In France now, it's available in hundreds of pharmacies. In Germany, Spain, etc., etc. So if you want more information, drop a DM to these guys, and I will make
there
contact with you.
There will be all the information, anyways, in the caption. Under the caption, we're gonna put a link as well on our bio, directly to go directly to their website for you to have all the information necessary. And yeah, if you have a question, just DM us. I'm gonna just zoom that for you guys. This is how it looks like. CYD.
Yes.
So
thank you so much.
Yours, if you don't have one, if it's available in Ireland, actually.
It's available in most of the pharmacies in Ireland. You can also order yours and receive it at your doorstep on checkyourdrinks.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you heard it here. Checkyourdrinks.com.
And it's really useful. It goes everywhere. Like you can put it in your pocket. Like
and
even in your wallet if you want.
You have 5 into it. So if you go out and you want to give some to your friends, until it's not wet, it can be used. So your friend can actually put it behind his phone. He can put it in his wallet between his credit cards or debit cards, whatever card he has. And once it's not wet, you can use it. And it's reacting on a color-based solution. So if the colors remain the same, you're good to go. If the color is changing, that means your drink can be tempered.
You have all the instruction
in a bag, well detailed.
And the little pack. So that's incredible. So everything will be in our bio. And last question for me. I don't know if you have one after.
No, I think for me, like at this point, we've talking about everything. I've really enjoyed the conversation. First of all,
gentlemen.
But I just wanted to ask one more question. What is next for Gwada?
Yep.
What is next? Family, for obvious reasons, and I will elaborate more. So next time you will maybe call me in.
Yes,
because the next.
So you see, he's gonna be back, right? So that means he says he's gonna be back. We just don't know when.
And this happened only in Good Vibe Factory, guys.
That's
okay,
it,
we got all the news in all Cork City. We know everything.
We got him.
And I don't know when that's gonna be released online, but with my brother DJ Muscle from Swatini. If you don't know what Swatini is, Swatini is part of the Southern African countries. It's a country that is between Mozambique and South Africa. It's the Kingdom of Swatini. And I've been very lucky also to enjoy an international experience there in the biggest festival over there called Bush Fire.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, I mean, DJ Muscle and myself were really humble guys.
Yeah.
But we've been very lucky to actually be featured on a stage where all the big names you see worldwide now playing Amapiano and Afro House, we were featured on the same stage as these guys, us coming big. And living in Cork.
That's big.
And I'm really grateful for him to convince me to follow him into this journey. And to come back to Cork, why I'm mentioning him is that on the 5th of July this year in Cypress Avenue, we bring what I love to call a mix master. The gentleman is called Ralph Gum, and he's running the label called Go-Go Music. And Go-Go Music is very instrumental in the development of Afro House and Deep House over the last 30 years.
Wow.
He was one of the first person to trust in black coffee, for example, and giving black coffee a platform that propel his music internationally.
Okay.
And this gentleman is coming on the 5th of July to play in Cypress Avenue. So to make a bit of advertisement for that.
Please,
I have
that's
to.
what we're here for,
We need
man.
that
What do you think I ask about the specific topic? Please feel free.
But that's very important, for the communities.
Yeah.
for the communities who love music, who love to see a DJ executing a set very seamlessly.
Yes, sir.
To come and to have a look at this, because that's going to be his first time ever playing in Ireland after more than 30 years of career and after having played in the biggest clubs worldwide. That's his first time ever in Ireland. We contacted him. We've been bold to reach out to him, and he was like, "Wow, guys, you're the first people in Ireland calling me. I'm coming."
Wow.
So
that's incredible.
It's a big thing for us. For we are fans, so we are like in a candy shop, looking at him and looking at his music.
Yeah.
It's a very exciting time. So 5th of July, it's a Saturday. If you live in Cork, make sure to take that, put a note into your phone or in your agenda. If you do not live in Cork, come and visit Cork and have a good time on this Saturday evening. The venue is great. It's called Cypress Avenue. This is currently the biggest venue in Cork City. And lights are great. Sound system is great. Sound engineer is great. And we should have a very good time.
And as usual, all the links will be in our bio.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put as well some links, and
we also have the flyer that's already out, because I've seen you send the flyer, so we'll add the flyer onto that as well.
We got everything
with all the details and everything.
From you, so just follow the bat signal, okay? Or should I say Gwada signal? I'm gonna see just like a logo up there.
Like an Eventbrite or like?
Yeah, there's an Eventbrite because we made a. Just to give people time to prepare themselves, we will launch the tickets on March this year. The gig is in July. And that's amazing, guys, because from the day we launched this, we had so many communities reaching out to us. People all over Ireland, people from the UK, people in Germany, people in the Netherlands. But guys living in Ireland, this is one of the time where we can have a great, super awesome DJ coming in. It's affordable compared to the prices of the festivals and other functions in Ireland. I mean, now we just finished the first release tickets. Yeah. So that's going to be the second release. The tickets will be below 15 euros. Yeah. At the doors, we try to make sure that the price remain affordable to many extents. At the doors, the tickets will be less than 20 euros. Okay. And that's the dude who played in venues like Space at the time that is now high in Ibiza. If you've been in Ibiza, you know that to get into a good club, you pay between 50 to 75 euros without a drink. Okay. So come and have a look. Yeah. And Wolfgang will, for the people who are unsure, Wolfgang is currently is German, but he moved since more than 10 years to South Africa. And go and have a look on what you can catch on social media to see the vibe he's bringing. And look, it's coming in Europe once or twice a year only. And everywhere it's coming in Europe is sold out. So in Cork, let's try to make that happen.
Of course.
And it's very excited. So are we. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Let's go. But hey, that's a wrap.
That's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
It's been a pleasure.
So that's a good vibe factory, isn't it?
Yes. Exactly. The place where you can enjoy yourself, have a good time.
And have a real conversation about things in life. So thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you, Gwada.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Fama.
But hopefully we can have you again, because apparently there is something.
He mentioned that he's coming. This is a surprise for the next episode. So this one is a reminder to stay tuned. Follow us on social media, Instagram.
And as
TikTok.
well, Electric Council, do not forget to
That's
follow
right.
them as
Electronic Music Council, definitely.
Okay, so thanks again.
You're very welcome.
Until next time, actually.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
This is your house now, so you know how, you know the vibe now.
We'll see you on the 5th of July anyways. Yeah. And let's organize something soon.
For sure. Guys, I'm Eli.
And I'm Fam.
And we are the Good Vibe Factory. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.